I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Why did God ban the eating of pork in the Old Testament? Well, when you go back to the Old Testament, we have all these Levitical dietary laws, whether it be pork, shellfish, all kinds of different entities. And it gets somewhat confusing at times, but God had a reason for every one of them, whether it was the hoof was split or not, whether they birthed their children in this manner or that manner. God had all these reasons, but here's what's fascinating. Is you look back and at times it gets a little bit tedious or somewhat, quote, caught in the weeds. But one of the things that we know now in the 21st century is there are some foods and some meats that are more sanitary than others, need to be cooked a certain way versus others, lead to disease over others. And so at the end of the day, God had a reason for his specific things, and sanitation, I do believe, was, quote, one of them. But here's what I think the main reason was, and I'm going to correlate it to the building of the tabernacle. When God had the Israelites build the tabernacle in Exodus chapter 25, there was to be certain colors that were used, certain animal skins that were used. And at the end of the day, I mean, it would have had the same shape, it would have had the same material, so to speak, if it had been other animals or other colors. But I think what God was desiring is the obedience of humanity to his instructions for the purpose of worshiping on his terms, not our terms. And so again, oftentimes we go back to these dietary laws and go, well, I don't understand this versus that. We know about medicinal properties now versus then. At the end of the day, he was just instructing the do's and the don'ts to get them to obey him, listen, in the little things so that they would worship him in the big things. I think it's a great question regarding an issue that maybe we don't give enough attention to. If you have a question, send it to AskJeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.